Welcome to Tech Brothers. In this video we're going to learn how to create report in Microsoft Dynamics AX 2012. The steps that we're going to take I have written down right here. Number one is creating data source using AOT. We have to select the tables, views, whatever we wanted to put in our report, whatever our report requires. We need to create data source prior to initialization of any project in Visual Studio. So once the data source is created, we're going to go ahead and use Visual Studio, Microsoft Dynamics AX project model project, and use that and access our data source that we just created on AOT. After that, we're going to work on Visual Studio, the layout of our particular report, and play with the data and sorting the data, grouping the report data, filtering the required data that we wanted to filter, and then we're going to add the parameters to our report. Also, it's going to be a parameterized report. And number 8 we're going to do is deploy the report to AOT. You have two options. You can just deploy it to your versioning software such as TFS, or you can just deploy it onto directly onto AOT. So in this video we're going to deploy it directly to AOT, and once it's deployed we're going to go in AOT and view the report and how it looks like. So these are the steps that we're going to follow to create the report. So these 9 steps will cover almost everything that you would need to know about the reporting, how to create reports in using Visual Studio, and how to interact with the application object tree. After this, you should be able to create any report. You can use different data sources on AOT, but once we went through this these 9 steps, you should be able to create any report with the integration of AOT and Visual Studio. Alright, here is our environment, Dynamics AX. We're gonna go into do our first step to create the query in AOT. From Microsoft Dynamics AX client, in order to go to query, you can press Control D and it'll take you to AOT environment. So up here is our AOT environment. Our first step is to create a data source, which means that we're gonna go ahead and click on query. If you expand the query, these are the built-in queries, but we're gonna go ahead and create our own new query. So right click, new query, and we're gonna go ahead and rename this query right here and say customer information info. So this is our new query. We're gonna go ahead and this is the data source that we're gonna add. We're gonna go ahead and click on data dictionary. That's where all the tables, and if you expand data dictionary, tables, maps, views, whatever you wanted to use in your report, that's where you're gonna grab it. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna go ahead and right click and open a new window so that we can just drag and drop. So here are tables. So we're gonna go ahead, we're gonna create a customer report. So we're gonna go ahead and add customer related tables. One thing I wanted to mention here, that I'll be showing you all the steps. I might not be doing the steps just because my environment is really slow, and if I add something, try to add something, or try to modify something, it takes a whole lot longer. But I'll be showing you where to add and how to add, such as grouping, filtering, and all that. I might not do the grouping, or I might not do the filtering in my report, but I'll show you where you can do it. So just keep in mind, my environment is not all that optimistic for Microsoft Dynamics AX. This is just the demo environment. So we're gonna go ahead and add the customer related data. So here's the customer. So we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna go in customer invoice. We're gonna go ahead and take that and put it on to the data source. This is one table that we wanted to add. The other table that we wanted to add is, let's see what we wanted to add. Customer transactions, maybe. So we're gonna go ahead and add that as well. So these are the two tables that we have added in our data source. Keep in mind that when you open the fields, you won't see any field. What you need to do is that we need to open this table, customer invoice, and we need to select the particular columns that you wanted to add in your report, because sometimes report doesn't have to have all the columns that's there. So we're gonna go ahead and add customer name, just basic information, just to show you that you know what you can add and what you can't add. So we're gonna go ahead and take the name and drag onto field. We're gonna go ahead and account number, we're gonna go ahead take that, and we're gonna go ahead and look at the payment mode. We're gonna go ahead add that. We're gonna add another we're gonna go ahead and sales ID, maybe take that. I might not be using all the columns either, but I'm just gonna add some related columns of customer. So we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna click on payment. So these are the 5 fields that I wanted to use in my particular report. So we're gonna go ahead and close that. You can do actually just in the data source when you're creating your query. This is highly just the query. If you wanted to do all the group by, having, order by, all that you wanted to do, you can do it right here, and you don't have to do it in the report. It'll just, the data will just appear what you have done here. But it's always good idea to manipulate the data on the report. And we're gonna go ahead and add some of the fields for customer invoice transaction. So we're gonna close this customer invoice table, and we're gonna go customer transaction. So that's the customer transaction right here. So we're gonna go and add some of the fields here. Now we're gonna go item ID and name and price unit. So these are the 3 fields I just wanted to take from this table. So now we're done with creating our first step, creating the data source for our report. So we're gonna go ahead and right click on this and save it. Now our next step is, once it's saved, we're gonna go ahead and use Microsoft Visual Studio and create report there. And from there, from that report, when we will be accessing the data source, we'll be giving this customer info data source, and we'll be querying from that. So we're gonna close this, and we're gonna go to Visual Studio. As you can see, my Visual Studio is already open, because if I try to open it from the scratch, it's going to you know, take a long time for me. So that's why it's open. So you're gonna go ahead and click New Project, and we're going to create a Microsoft Dynamics AX project. So we're gonna say Demo Project Cust. So this is a customer demo project. So we're gonna go ahead and use the report model that's available in Microsoft Dynamics AX. So we're gonna go ahead, double click, it's gonna connect to our AOT environment, and we're gonna go ahead, click on View Solution Explorer. So here is our Solution Explorer. You can also click on View and go to Application Explorer, and it'll show you the AOT. I'll real quick show you all the AOT stuff right here if you wanted to look at later. You know, whether if you deploy the report, whether that report is there or not. But so far I'm going to go ahead and close this. And up here, if you right click on the project and click on Add, we're gonna go ahead and add a report, and we're gonna rename the report cust info report. So here's the data set. So first we're going to create a data set, and then we're gonna use the design mode right here and manipulate, do the designing of our report right here. Again, I'm not going to I'm not going to do every design, but I'm going to show you that where you can do the designing part of it. So we're gonna go ahead, right click and add data set. Up here is we're gonna rename the data set cust data set. We're gonna go ahead and go to the properties up here. As you can see, the data source is Dynamics AX. Our data type is query. There are other options as well, that basic logic. The business logic is another way that you can create a report in Microsoft Dynamics AX. And just so that I mentioned in my video that business logic is the preferred method from Microsoft. They wanted you to use business logic in order to create reports because of a lot of performance and other good stuff about business logic. But I am not an X++ developer, so that's why I'm not gonna use that method. I know SSRS reports, so I'm not use that method, and that works as well. So but their preferred method is business logic. So we're gonna go ahead and query name is this, and now you can click up here and build query. Up here we're gonna go, it's gonna take a little bit longer, as I said, that to load the data. And we have two tables. If you look at our query, that is I believe it's a customer query. Let me quickly go back and customer info. So this is our query. So we're gonna go way down, customer info. See, I'm really having a little bit hard time to find the query. And let me make sure that I saved it real quick. Go ahead and close this. Customer info. It's not cust info, so I was looking at kind of wrong place. Customer info. Right here is our customer info query. So we're gonna go ahead and click next. It'll bring up both the tables, and we're gonna choose the fields in those tables. Alright, so we have a customer invoice table, all fields. We're gonna do that. And we have a customer invoice. We're gonna go ahead and do all the fields in that one too. So this will bring our query okay. So our query is there. Look at the fields. We got all the fields that we wanted. We had added there. Now what we need to do is do the designing of this data set. So we're gonna go ahead and drag that to our design view. So up here, that's where you will do all the designing. If you wanted to do if you wanted to look at the data is right here, all these columns that we brought from the original data set. So up here, if you wanted to create grouping, you need to right click, add grouping, and then you need to name your group, whatever is is your requirement. You can do that, and then this grouping is actually group on, then column you select, and sorting, filter, header, footer. This is just for this particular grouping part. This is not same thing as sorting, filter up here. So this is how you do the grouping. I'm gonna go ahead and delete that. I'm not gonna group that. Sorting is the same way. You right click, add sort, and then after that, when you do that, you go to the properties, and it'll bring the sort by, and if you click on that, it'll bring all the fields values. As you can see that you can sort by right here, and if you wanted to do the order ascending or descending, you can change it from here. But again, I'm not going to use the sorting part. Filter, you can do the filter, same thing, add filter, and I'll keep this filter, and I'll go to the properties of that filter, and as you can see, the value will be all the columns that we have selected. You can do that from here. So I'm not going to use any of that, but I wanted to show you, as I promised, that how to use that. So this is our designing part. If you wanted to design this, and we're gonna go ahead and save all that, and then what we need to do is next thing is that we're gonna go ahead and build the report to see if we get error, and after that we're gonna deploy it. Again, the parameters, if you wanted to do the parameters, you click on parameter, you add your new parameter, or you can do cus ds dynamics parameter. You can modify each of these parameter, or you can right click and add new parameter, and you need to select from any of those tables, or you can add more table, related table from your data source, and use that as well. So this is how you add the parameters in the report. But my report is going to be really simple. The main purpose for me to do this video is to show you all the fields and how you can use them, again, your requirement might be different, so you need to create a report according to your requirement. So I'm gonna go ahead and build, right click, and build a solution for this particular project, and here you will see all the build results. Build is successful. So now we're gonna go ahead and right click and add demo project cus to AOT, and this will deploy it to AOT. If you have TFS or other source control software installed and you're using that, you can add that particular solution clicking on add solution to the source control. So I'm gonna go ahead and add demo project customer to AOT. Click that, and build is successful. And now we're gonna go ahead and deploy, so that it'll be deployed on our report server. So this is the result. Is going to be, as you can see, the Dynamics AX report, that's URL, and build is successful, deploy is successful. Now we're gonna go ahead and view the report in AOT. Since we have deployed in AOT, you can also view it using SSRS report manager from SSRS, wherever your SSRS is installed. So we're gonna go ahead and minimize this, and we're gonna in order to see the report, you need to go to the menu item, and you need to create a new menu output item, and then once you do that, then that's when you're gonna go ahead and view the report. But just to let you know that our report that we have created, let me see, is called Cust Info Report. That should be now in our SSRS reports. So if you do that right here, since we have deployed it successfully, we added to AOT, that report is in our SSRS reports. So we're gonna go ahead, and in order to view that, we're gonna go ahead, create a new menu item, new menu output item. So we're gonna go ahead and click new. We're gonna rename this Cust Demo _ report. So we're gonna go ahead and do that. And if we right click and go to the properties, as you can see that there are basic 3 properties you need to set: object type, object, and you can set the label as well if you want to. But I'm going to go ahead, and object type is our SSRS report, and our object is customer demo. Cust demo. This is what I don't like about this is you can't. Let me make it a little bit bigger so that we can see the full names. So you click C to go to, or CU. I wish I could just go ahead and search for that, but Cust demo. We're gonna go ahead, Cust demo report. Let me check real quick again. The report, SSRS report, is Cust Info Report. I apologize about that. Cust Info Report right here. And report design, we're gonna keep auto design 1, and we're gonna go ahead, right click and save this. It's really simple and it's really easy. Once you saved it, you can go ahead and open the report. As you can see, the report is open. You can select the customer invoice line, customer free text invoice, all these that the column that we added, you can select it from here, right here. But let's just quickly run the report, see if every connection works for us. Yes, it's this is our data source, so the connection works for us. So we're gonna go ahead and open the report and select the parameter. The destination up here is print destination is screen. That's okay. You wanted to just look at the screen, so we're gonna go ahead and select up here. And click OK. This might not show everything, but I just wanted to show you that you know, this is how you create the report. That if you would like to look at different option, you can just go ahead and select it from here. So fields, if you wanted to add more fields, you can sorry, this is not for this. So we're gonna go ahead anyways, it's not going to give us a different results, but the data, just so that you know that my data in there, I have not loaded the demo data, so mostly it's not going to give me any data as far as the data concerns. But I just wanted to quickly show you that how to create reports in Microsoft Dynamics AX, and how to go through different parameters, setting of the report, how to check the layout of the report, how to add columns, sort, and grouping all the reports. So this is just the again the demo. The reason it's not showing any data because I don't have any data. But I wanted to go through the different option up here that you could where you could select if you would have data, which you would in your case in your organization, and you run the report. You can it'll show you the data up here, and also if you need to modify this report, you can go back to Visual Studio and do all the modification that you wanted to do, and then after that you need to it's always a good idea to rebuild the solution and then deploy it to the AOT or deploy it to your customer source control, such as TFS and all that. I hope it helps, and if you really get any error or get stuck on designing part of the report, please leave me a comment or something. I'll try to get back to you, and I'll try to particularly create your reproduce your issue and try to resolve that and show you that how you can resolve that as well. So I hope it helps, and I'll be actually in my next video would be that we'll be adding this particular report that we created on Enterprise Portal, so that we can select different role in the role center, and show that particular report up there and add that particular report up there. So stay tuned. I hope it helps.